If you're over 40 and you've ever typed side hustle ideas into a search bar at 11 o'clock at night, this video is for you. Because almost everything that came up in those results was written for someone half your age, with twice your free time and none of your responsibilities. Here's what everyone believes. A side hustle means grinding. Waking up at 5 in the morning, recording videos, dropshipping products from China, hustling harder than everyone else until it finally pays off. And here's what nobody tells you. After 40, that entire playbook is designed to fail you. Not because you're too old, because the advice was never built for your life in the first place. But here's the twist. And this is the part that matters. After 40, you actually have an unfair advantage that no 25-year-old can copy. Most people never use it because nobody ever told them it exists. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly why most side hustles collapse after 40, and then 3 types of side income that actually work when you have a full-time job, a family, and maybe 5 free hours a week. Stay until the third one, because it's the one almost nobody talks about, and it's the easiest to start. So, why do most side hustles fail after 40? Reason number 1, the time math is a lie. Every popular side hustle assumes one thing, that you have time, 20 hours a week, sometimes more. Now think about your actual week. Work, commute, kids, dinner. Maybe you have 5 or 6 hours left, and you're supposed to spend them building a YouTube channel that pays nothing for a year? Here's a number that should make you feel less alone. When researchers asked people why they don't have a side hustle, the number 1 answer, by far, wasn't laziness. It was lack of time. Nearly 44% said exactly that. So the problem isn't you. The problem is that the standard advice ignores the single biggest constraint of your life. And any plan that ignores your biggest constraint isn't a plan, it's a fantasy. But bad time math is only the surface. The next reason is where it starts to cost you real money. Reason number 2, you're borrowing a stranger's playbook. Dropshipping, print on demand, crypto trading, faceless TikTok channels. Notice a pattern? These are trend-based hustles. They reward speed, constant attention, and a high tolerance for losing money while you learn. That's a young person's game, not because young people are smarter, but because they can afford to lose. Lose a year at 25? Annoying. Lose a year at 45? That's a year of your kids' savings, your pension contributions, your actual life. When your margin for error shrinks, you don't need a faster hustle. You need a safer one. Remember that line. We'll come back to it. And now, the number that explains why so many people quit feeling cheated. Reason number 3, the average is hiding the truth. You've seen the headlines. The average side hustle earns over $1,000 a month. Sounds great, right? Here's the same data, 1 layer deeper. The average is around $1,100. But the median, the amount the typical person actually earns, is about $200 a month. 200. That's the honest number. The average gets dragged up by a small group earning enormous amounts, while most people earn pocket change for serious hours. So when your side hustle pays you €3 an hour and the internet says everyone else is thriving, you're not failing. You're normal. The scoreboard was rigged from the start, which leads us to the biggest mistake of all. The one I'd argue causes the other 3. Reason number 4, you monetized a hobby instead of your history. This is the heart of it. When most people over 40 pick a side hustle, they pick something new. A new skill, a new platform, a new industry, which means they voluntarily throw away the one thing they have more of than anyone younger. 15 or 20 years of professional experience. Think about that. You spent 2 decades getting genuinely good at something, and then you start a side hustle where you're a beginner again, competing against 22-year-olds on their home turf. At 40, your advantage isn't energy, It's evidence, proof that you can actually do something well. And most side hustle advice tells you to leave that evidence in a drawer. So let's flip it. Here are 3 types of side income built on what you already have. Number 1, sell your day job sideways. The fastest paying side income in existence is the skill you already get paid for. Sold to someone who isn't your employer. If you're an accountant, small businesses near you need bookkeeping help. If you work in HR, small companies need someone to review contracts and hiring processes. If you're in IT, half the shops on your street have a website from 2011. Why does this work? 3 reasons. 0 learning curve. You start at expert level on day 1. Highest possible hourly rate. You're selling proven skill, not beginner effort. And it fits in 5 hours a week because you're efficient at what you've done for 20 years. One honest warning: check your employment contract first and never serve your employer's direct clients. Keep it clean, keep it separate. And here's what that looks like in practice. An accountant doing the books for just 2 local businesses, 4 hours a month each, at a fair professional rate. That alone can beat the median side hustle income. From 2 clients, not 200. Number 2, boring, local, and recurring. The internet worships exciting side hustles. But the money, the reliable money, lives in boring ones. Garden maintenance contracts, Airbnb key management and turnovers. Bookkeeping, again, equipment servicing, anything local, unglamorous, and recurring, meaning the same customer pays you every single month without you finding a new one. Here's the part nobody says out loud. After 40, being older is a sales advantage in local services. When someone hands over the keys to their apartment, or their company's finances, or their garden, they're choosing trust. And trust is the one thing a fresh-faced 20-year-old can't offer, and you can't fake. You don't need a side hustle. You need a side income. A hustle demands constant pushing, and income arrives whether you push that week or not. Recurring local services are the shortest path to that. And now the third one, the one that surprises everyone, because you're almost certainly qualified for it already. Number 3, teach what you already know. Not on YouTube, not building an audience for 2 years, directly. Every skill you take for granted is a mystery someone will pay to learn. Excel. A second language. How to prepare for a job interview in your industry, how a mortgage actually works. Music lessons, chess. Maths tutoring for teenagers. Tutoring and skills coaching need no inventory, no website, no upfront cost. And they pay from the very first hour. And unlike almost every other side income, this one scales down beautifully. 2 hours a week is a perfectly valid business. Perfect for the 44% of us whose honest answer is, I don't have time. Don't monetize a hobby. Monetize your history. Everything you've already learned the hard way. Someone younger is currently learning it the expensive way. Be the shortcut. So here's the test before you start anything. 3 questions. Does it use a skill I already have? Does it honestly fit in the hours I actually have? And does it pay from week 1, not year 1? If it fails any of those 3, it's not a side income. It's a second job that doesn't pay. If this way of thinking makes sense to you, subscribe. Every week we take one money topic and look at it the way it deserves, with a long-term view. And if you want my daily thoughts on markets and investing, my X account is linked below. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.